In this video, I want to cover, if you are not afraid of the future, then you are not alive. If you are not afraid of the future, then you already have been brainwashed. You see, many people, we have thumb-sucked this narrative that North Korea, Russia envy our freedom. And this rhetoric, if you want to brainwash someone, just keep repeating that you're free, that you're free. The animals in the New World Order, Fairy Grove, they were told that because they were vegans, because they were vegetarians, they were free. But what the animals didn't realize is that the same system of fake wars, the same system of mind control and brainwashing was still in operation. But of course, the animals in Fairy Grove, they were free. But what the animals didn't realize, let me just watch this car here, okay? What they didn't realize was that they thoughts, their belief system were being, if you like, controlled. They were being told what to think, when to think, and how to think it. What's interesting is even though they were told that, okay, they were told that they were free. More than the lions and the tigers that lived in the East, they were free. This is what Fairy Grove, the lie that Fairy Grove sold to the animals, that you're free. And guess what? In Fairy Grove, the animals all went against their nature. They defied biology. And that's what killed them in the end. They defied biology. In other words, the pigs no longer acted like pigs. The horses no longer acted like horses. The horses ended up doing things that were against their nature. In the end, Fairy Grove was devastated. It was destroyed by Fairy Grove's own philosophy, the philosophy of deceit and lies and deception. If you're not, let me watch the car coming. If you're not fearful of the future, then you must be asleep. What's interesting is today, language has become weapon of warfare. Language and law lobbyists. For instance, if you want to control someone's mind, all you do is make a new law. That's all you have to do. Tell someone, if the government wants you to do something, all they have to do is make a law to say how you were previously thinking is now illegal. I repeat, what you were previously thinking is now illegal. But still, you're free. You're free. You know, they envy your freedom. You're not allowed to discuss certain things. If your views on health is totally different, you get shut down. Your channel gets shut down. Yet you're free. They envy your freedom. You're not allowed to have an opinion unless it agrees with the New World Order. You're not allowed to have an opinion unless it agrees and coincides with what the government want you to think. But yet, they envy our freedom. They envy our freedom. And you ask yourself the question, what freedom? You ask yourself the question, what freedom? But this is what they do. This is how they control you. If you ever look at what's his name? Skinner or Ivan Pavlov. I think it was Skinner. He did an experiment in a laboratory with these rats. And what he did he wanted to program the rats, just like in Fairy Grove, the animals were programmed. He wanted to program them, brainwash them. So how did he do it? These rats, obviously, they were zombies. But so the zombies don't think. All the zombies do is act accordingly to what you put in front of them. That's how zombies work. And I hope you know where I'm going with this. Ivan Pavlov or Skinner would ring the bell and then fed the rats. Ring the bell, then fed the rats. Until the rats or the mouse started to associate the bell with food. And before the bell was rang, the rats or mouse will start to salivate, will produce saliva, in anticipation of the food. So the brainwashing process was that the bell was associated right with the food. And this is how we are brainwashed. Every time we are told that we are free. At the same time, they do something in contrary to our freedom. But still, we produce saliva thinking that there must be something we're getting. There must be something, because we're more free than North Korea. We're more free than Russia. And I'm thinking, okay, tell me how. Right? They give you the option to vote, but when you vote, once look at the Capitol politics that happened with Donald Trump. Once they get in, you cannot influence policies. Once they get in, they serve the super rich. They serve the multinational companies. Yet you're free. You're free to vote, to look after the interest of the super rich, but you're free to envy our freedom. If your views are not in line with the New World Order, they shut you down, but still you're free. If you look on television, how all these newscasters all think the same. They're all about love, tolerance, and the new vibration. In other words, do not critically evaluate anything. Don't want your brain to be like a zombie. Don't think. And this is what's happening. Now, many people, you can't get any sense out of them. Why do you think the church now, all the church talk about is relationships and business? Because they're scared to think. Because they are a charity. And if they start to make people think biblically, then their churches will shut down. And that's why many have sold out to the New World Order. If you think they will come for you, if you cry for peace, they will come for you. It's the New World Order, the battle for your mind. And we don't realize there's a serious spiritual battle where they want to strip our freedom. And in the end, just like Fairy Grove, where they were devastated by their own experimental philosophy. Their own experiments destroyed them, trying to go against their own nature. The animals were so confused that what came from the power structure, telling the animals to go against their nature, changing the language of the animals. And it's written in the style of George Orwell, but the modern version. And my God, you can see that what's happened in Fairy Grove, New World Order, is happening today around the world. We are brainwashed. Oh, there's a car coming. We are brainwashed, and people, right? We are brainwashed, and people do not want to accept that they are brainwashed. They don't want to accept it. Because it's too scary. It's too scary to admit you haven't got control over your own brain, your own thoughts. When they can criminalize your thinking, criminalize your values, your faith, where they can control your faith, and you're telling me they envy your freedom. What freedom? As I repeat, when you're voting for multinational companies. You're voting for Amazon not to pay taxes. You're voting for the super rich to have tax havens, yet you're free. That's the only freedom you have, is to vote for the super rich to get richer and you to get poorer. Yeah, that's your only freedom you've got. But soon the day will come when Amazon will shut down independent authors. You mark my words, we are being controlled more and more every single day, and we don't realize it. I hope you enjoyed this video.